Today I wanted to talk to you guys about the top 5 most hated fighters in Smash Ultimate. Now, there are a ton of different people you can put on this list. It differs from when you're playing in person to when you're playing online, and I'm going to be talking about all that today. But with that in mind, let's just get on to the fighters that seems like nobody really likes to play versus. Okay, so starting off with my first pick, this one is kind of all over the place because it's just a general category of character, and normally I don't like to do cop-outs like this. But this one had to be done because there's just so many characters that fit in here, that being projectile-based characters. Now, don't get me wrong, projectile characters can in some cases be pretty cool. You see T and Pac-Man going ham, doing some cool mix-ups, some cool plays. There's definitely cool stuff you can potentially do with projectiles. However, specifically I'm talking about people that play projectile characters as spammers. So this could apply to characters like Hero, like Samus, like Pikachu, Zelda, the Lynx, Wii Fit, Mega Man, a ton of different characters, essentially anybody that has a ton of really good projectiles, and they can utilize them a lot. Now, I'm gonna be honest, just everybody hates playing against this, and I don't think I have to explain to you why everybody hates playing against this. If you don't have a way that counteracts this, you just have to play so differently than usual, and while yes, that's a good way to make you improve at the game, get better at parrying and all that, it's just very frustrating to play against, and I think that's just kind of as simple as that gets. As well, oftentimes when you're playing against these characters, it just feels like you have to play your neutral, you still have to play really smart. Well, their neutral is just chucking out the B button, and that's all they're doing, and of course they are doing a lot more than that. When you're playing against them, it doesn't necessarily feel like that. Now, I do want to mention again right here, these characters do of course have counterplay. The majority of them are actually only like mid-tier to high tier, but to play against them, a lot of times you have to play very patient, it does feel kind of boring, and it isn't quite as interactive as a lot of other characters. Once of course you master the matchups, they aren't that bad, and they honestly aren't nearly as annoying, or if you pick a character that has a reflector or a way to beat them, they aren't nearly as annoying. But in general, yeah, I think most people can agree, spammers, and specifically people that play spammers in a spammy way, yeah, it can be pretty bad. On to Banjo. Honestly, a lot of people were extremely hyped with this character, and I still think he's quite cool. I'm gonna put that out there. I think in tournaments we see a lot of cool stuff with Banjo. There's a lot of awesome setups, a lot of shield breaks, a lot of stuff that can go on, and he can be a pretty interesting character. However, when we go online, which is the specific Banjo I'm talking about right now, online Banjo, you get one of the most annoying characters to play against in the entire game. One of the least fun experiences you will ever have in Smash Ultimate, at least online. Now, the reason for this is because, oh my gosh, his projectiles, first off, are so awkward to block online, so weird to time, and then just oftentimes you really can't wait too much because how they randomly bounce around. Secondly, of course, his multi-hit aerials are just really good online, but really only good online. Multi-hits in general are just awesome online because it's really hard to time stuff, and he has a lot of those, so that just makes him a lot better, specifically only online. But the real move that we want to talk about here is going to be his side. Now offline, you can obviously react to this. You can hear it, you can jump over, you can go through it, there's a lot of different options. However, online, a lot of times you have to press a button pretty early, you're probably already cued into doing something else, the buffer system has you ready, go for a dash attack, he side B straight through that. You try to get back on the ledge, he side B straight through that. You try to edge guard him, he side B straight through that. And oh my gosh, this move is so dumb online. And Banjo players get so used to it, they think it's so busted, and they use it offline and realize it's still good, but it's not nearly as good. Now I'm going to say Banjo in general does have a much more defensive playstyle than general, than I guess most players wanted. Most people wanted a little bit more hype coming out of him. And he is kind of spammy and frustrating in the first place, even offline. Not too bad, but a little bit. But yeah, when you add in lag, when you add in just all the random crap he can do with lag, and how a lot of his moves just generally kind of benefit with lag, he's just one of those characters how that happens. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of players complain about Banjo online, without way too much complaints offline. Speaking of people complaining online, and mainly complaining in social media and just all over the place, Reddit, Twitter, Twitch, all of that, we got Palutena, which I'm going to say is the complain master of this game. Now in Smash 4, there are a lot of different characters like this. You had people like Rosalina, people like Xerxes and Samus that could just kind of womp you, and people complain all the time about them. But Palutena, in this game, I definitely hear the most complaints about over all the other top tiers. And it's been months, and the complaints are still coming out. Now, the thing is that Palutena doesn't necessarily have like a broken mechanic that you can complain about. Because most of the time you have something like Aura, and you're like, oh, Aura's really dumb. Or if Arsene, you're like, Arsene's really dumb. You have one specifically you can complain about. Well, with Palutena, she doesn't have a dumb mechanic. What she has, though, is the feeling that it's just so dumb to play against her. And I'm going to be honest here, I play a lot of Palutena, and I can 100% agree with this. This is one of those characters where it feels like you, as the person playing against her, have to try so hard, you're putting in so much effort. And then her response is spamming back air, is spamming neutral air, is spamming dash attack. He's using side B when you're far away. And that's it. and you feel like you're doing so much, but she's just spamming those safe, comboing moves that can also kill, that can also near you 0 to 60, and it just feels like she's checking stuff out and you're losing, and it's like, what's going on? But that happens a lot. Now, I'm going to say that Palutena, at top levels, actually is a really interesting character to watch. I love watching her at that level, and when you watch someone like Nairo, of course there are some people that complain, they see the Nair train, they're like, haha, Nair train, but it really isn't that bad. But especially at mid-levels and lower levels, Palutena is kind of spicy, just because she does so much so well and is so easy and is so hard to punish at those levels. And yeah, that definitely is a thing that happens. Now, the final thing about Palutena, I have to mention, is that unlike a lot of the other top tiers, while a lot of the other top tiers are very good and have amazing matchups versus most of the cast, Palutena just straight up invalidates certain characters, where essentially they just can't play the game if you're actually good at Palutena, which is kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie here. It is kind of dumb. If you're playing Palutena versus like a big body edge guard, like Bowser, or especially someone like Ridley, or you're playing against a projectile spammer and Palutena can outspam them, or you just can't deal with her aerials and you just lose. Yeah, of course you're gonna be mad versus that. Palutena is just that top tier that is like Sheik in Melee, where she's just oppressive against certain characters. She just makes certain characters simply almost unplayable. Of course, there is always stuff you can do, but it feels like that. And I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people don't really like her, because she just kind of makes their character not nearly as good. PK Fire, PK Fire, PK Fire, PK Fire. Need I say more? Need I really say more about Ness or about Lucas? The answer is probably no, but I'm going to. And yeah, both these characters are going to be putting at this part of the list. Honestly, Ness is definitely the one everyone complains about way more, because there's a lot more to complain about. And a lot more to hate, honestly. But Lucas is going to be here too, because the side B is just as annoying, and because the neutral B is even more annoying. But that's all I'm going to say about Lucas. So anyways, to Ness, I don't even know where to begin with this character. Of course, PK Fire is a bit of a meme, kind of annoying, definitely has counterplay, but I feel like in general, if I should talk about Ness, and the thing that makes him so annoying, could it be his small frame? Could it be the fact that he just looks almost like a troll character, but isn't? Could it be the fact that he just has, okay, one of the most just tilting taunts in the game? Those could all be a piece of the puzzle. But I feel like the real annoying thing about playing against Ness is it feels like you're playing against a level 3 CPU most of the time when people pick up Ness. But you're still losing to this level 3 CPU. They're doing the same options in the same way, slightly mixing up their timing, and you're losing. And you're like, what is going on? How am I losing to this? And I think that's the main annoying thing about Ness. He's a character in a lot of situations where he's spamming outside B, he's spamming out up B when you're above him, spamming out a lot of his aerials with decent timing, and you're just losing to it. And that's just, it feels so bad. It feels like you should be winning. It feels like you should be outplaying this opponent. It feels like he's playing worse than you, but he's still winning. And I think that's what tilts people so hard about Ness. Now, I want to say right here, Ness can be played extremely technically. You see people like Best Ness or like Gact or like Austin. There's a lot of awesome stuff you can do. There's a lot of down B cancels that are really cool, a lot of up air drag downs, a lot of downer combos. There's so much cool stuff Ness can do, but I feel like that makes him even more hated and even more tilting against the average player, because most of the time people are going to be doing that. Most of the time people are doing the zero brain plays, it's working somehow, and you know that they could be doing something cool, but they just simply aren't. A, because they don't want to, or B, because they don't have to. Or C, because they don't know how to. That's probably honestly the case in the majority of situations. Now, I'm going to say right now, when you play against Ness, oftentimes it just feels like you are slowly losing brain cells. You got his back throw killing, you have his down smash at ledge, you have his up B spam whenever you're above him, and certain characters just can't really deal with that. You have his side B spam, and you have them just mashing aerials all the time. And while these all are, of course, all avoidable, and honestly have counterplay, it just feels so frustrating to avoid. It just feels so frustrating to play against. And unless you're playing someone like Palutena that just wins, or unless you're just playing a sword character that kind of checks out aerials and just wins, it feels like you do just have to play very smart while he's playing very dumb. And in a similar way to Palutena, that alone is very frustrating. I think that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people play Ness. So in the past, when I would have made one of these videos, Game & Watch would have not even shown up here, because no one was talking about Game & Watch. No one was complaining about Game & Watch. Everyone said he was mid-tier or maybe even low-tier 9 months ago. But now he's made it. You've done it, my boy. You've made it all the way to the top of the most hated characters, which is kind of funny. He even made it past Ness, which I'm going to say that's a pretty impressive feat. Now, Game & Watch has really shot up recently, mainly because of Maestro, the player that just shows that this character has so much that he could do, but most of what he can do is very frustrating, and very not fun to watch, and very not fun to play against. And yeah, that in general is why so many people hate Game & Watch right now. Now, the first move I want to talk about, in specific, that just makes his character not fun to play against is going to be his up B out of shield, or just his up B. Now this move is just dumb. If you thought Bowser's up B was dumb, this move is almost the same thing, except for that it comes out faster on frame 3, it's a combo move, and it's invincible. And of course, if the gamer watch misses it, well, he can just down air or neutral air down to get back on the stage and use it again. This move is still not fun to play against. This is the exact opposite of fun, because it makes it you can't cross with this character, otherwise he'll up-beat you. You can't hit his shield at all, otherwise he's going to up-beat you. And even if he doesn't hit you, well, he's still free. And you can't really apply any shield pressure because it's just going to mash up B. And that's just such a non-interactive thing that is just not fun at all to play against. But that's just kind of how it is. And essentially, if you're any character except for a sword character, you just have to accept that that's how the matchup's going to be. Instead of attacking his shield, you essentially have to jump and run back and forth, back and forth, back and forth right in front of him, and just wait for him to do something and then punish that. That's just kind of how it is. And is that fun? No, it just really isn't. But that's how you play against him, and that's just kind of how it works. Now, other than this and getting just a ridiculous up B, we also have the fact that a lot of his just spam just kind of works. A lot of retreating spam, from retreating tilt to retreating smash attacks to retreating aerials, it just all kind of works pretty well because it doesn't have that much end lag and has really big moves, which is kind of interesting. Now, especially seeing him like spam down smash 20 times in neutral, there was like one of those things against Esam, that was hilarious. But yeah, that's kind of annoying. The smash attacks are just so safe, it's so long range, it's so much to kill, and you get stuff like down smash and the side smash, which just feels like he's cheesed his kill out of you all the time, and most of the kills that he gets just feel like he's cheesing you. And yeah, we got his side B, that's ridiculous. We have the fact that his down B is a reflector and can suck out projectiles and can then kill you at like 20%. That's just ridiculous. And overall, he's just a character where if you don't know the matchup, if you don't know what to do against him, if you don't know how to SDI out of his combos, this feels like he's going to be getting a ton of damage, being able to make so that you can never go on versus him, so that whenever you try to attack, he's going to be hitting you out of that, and it's just very frustrating. If you don't know what to do, it's going to be a hard time. Now, especially if you're playing someone like Fox, where you have to go in, you have to go close range, and you can't just spam a safe aerial like a Palutena back air, or like a Lucina forward air, it's even worse. I'm so sorry for you. It's so annoying. But yeah, I'm going to say, at least at this point, GimR has definitely become the most hated character. With that all in mind, that's going to be my list of the top 5 most hated characters in Smash Ultimate. The characters that just seems like nobody really likes to play against. Now, of course, there is counterplay versus these characters. There are ways to beat all these characters. But in a lot of senses, it just feels like the counterplay isn't that fun. Especially when you have to figure out counterplay versus a lot more interesting characters, like, again, something like Fox or Mario. It just feels like there's less that you can do, and that the way that you beat this character is very simple and very repeatable, but that isn't always the most fun. So that's what I'm going to say right here. Thank you guys for watching as always, though. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment down below what characters you think are some of the most hated that I possibly missed. As always, guys, thank you all for watching, subscribe to see more, and have a smashing day.